All right, good morning, traders. Today is July 31st. Thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning remains at 543.20. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. IWM and Diamond Dow remain in uptrends, while SPY, QQQ, and FNGU remain in downtrends. SPY made an outside day closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. SPY also closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. So we have a 2-hour uptrend currently, but we closed with a 2-hour downtrend. QQQ and FNGU both made lower highs and lower lows, also closing under bearish traps under the 17 EMAs. Diamond Dow made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. IWM made an inside day, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Gold still in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish cross over the 17 EMA. Silver still in a downtrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing inside a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. UNG made another new all-time low yesterday. USO in a downtrend made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. US dollar index in a downtrend, closed near the 104.50 area, continuing with the bear flag pattern. And we do have some melting off of the dollar this morning or late last night. Good morning, Marley. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. All right, first chart, we'll take a look at SPY. SPY price action yesterday got a outside day. All right, so we got like a higher high and a lower low, closing under bearish trap under the 17 EMA. 17 EMA is these red dots here. Bearish trap is the yellow 3 EMA underneath the white 8 EMA. So we got a bearish trap. We closed under the bearish trap, which is also under the 17 EMA. SPY still in a downtrend. Look at the 2-hour chart. We had a 2-hour downtrend last night. This morning we got a 2-hour uptrend. Last night, 2-hour downtrend. Okay, so then 10-minute chart, we had a last minute 10-minute downtrend right here on the very last candle. So 10-minute downtrend at the last minute on SPY. So let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ on the daily chart, we are still in a downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows. QQQ lower high, lower low, closing under bearish trap under the 17 EMA. FNGU doing the same thing. Lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Still in a downtrend there. So SPY, QQQ, FNGU still in daily downtrends. IWM, Diamond Dow, both in uptrends, making higher lows and higher highs. Yesterday's price action for IWM, inside day with a higher low and a lower high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. IWM putting in a bull flag right now. Diamond Dow also in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs, made another higher low. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So there's Diamond Dow still in an uptrend. Let's take a look at our technicals this morning from yesterday. This is yesterday's price action. We popped into the overbought zone, and from there the bears threw us out. We made lower highs and then a lower low, another lower high, equal low, and we found ourselves back into the buyer's chop zone, and then we climbed our way back into the buy zone at the end of the day, making a kind of an inverse head and shoulders here on T2122. On T2123 yesterday, guess what? We put in a new all-time high for T2123. All right, and that's got the 200 SMA, well above the 200 SMA. Nice rip there, nice hold. Still in a bull flag pointed to the upside. T2123 3 bar. Put in 3 more green candle bars right there over the 200 SMA. Of course, it's just the same chart, but it's the 3 bar that makes it putting in a new all-time high as well. T2123. FNGU still trapped underneath this 200 SMA. It's the 15-minute chart of the FNGU. Yesterday's price action, we started out red, and we were red all day, even into some of the post-market here. So FNGU red all day long, more melting. We were in a bear flag, and what we got was a lower low. I don't know if it's a significant lower low. It was not by much. Could be a failure to make a new low, and now we're going to go challenge the highs up here. You can see right there, there was the low. Then we had a post-market low due to Microsoft. And then you can see from there we recovered well. So we'll see if we recover this and put in a higher high, at least over this bear flag base. We'll see what happens. So there's FNGU. Let's go back and take a look at the energy sector. Start off with USO, also in a downtrend. USO in a downtrend because it's making lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. Yesterday's price action, make sure I got the right candle here, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. UNG made a new all-time low yesterday. Big green candle, but still made a new all-time low, closing inside the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. So UNG still in a downtrend. Let's take a look at precious metals. GLD first. GLD in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. So GLD is in an uptrend. Yesterday's price action, we got a higher low, higher high closing over the bullish cross over the 17 EMA. So there's gold in an uptrend. Still not a very convincing uptrend, but nonetheless, it's an uptrend. Silver is in a downtrend ever since we broke these lows right here. Silver's price action for yesterday, higher low, higher high, closing inside the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Silver still in a downtrend till we start breaking. Oh gosh, it's going to take us, got to break up over this high right here. Right there. So silver's still in a downtrend. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. SMH still in a downtrend since we broke this low. Price action, lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap. Under the 17 EMA, got like a double top going on here. SMH still in a downtrend. XLK is going to look the same way. XLK, ever since we broke this low, we were in a downtrend. XLK price action, same as SMH. Lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. XLK still in a downtrend. XLI in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs, taking out these highs right here. XLI in an uptrend. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Industrials are now in an uptrend. Let's take a look at XLF financials, making higher lows and higher highs. Another higher low, looking to make another higher high. If we break up over this high here today, that would be a challenge of the all-time highs right there. You can see price action already up there this morning. Could see a new all-time high for XLF. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. XLF in an uptrend, all right? So we got XLF is in an uptrend, XLI is in an uptrend. But we got SMH and XLK, the technology sector, still in downtrends. Take a look at IYT. Here's the transports. Now they're in an uptrend. It's kind of a flaky uptrend because they're not very convincing about this uptrend. They put in 4 nice bullish days. Since then, they haven't done much at all. Okay, so there's IYT in the flaky uptrend, and price action for IYT for yesterday. Make sure I get the right candle. It's this one. Outside day, higher high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Okay, we break this low right here, we're in a downtrend. Okay, that's all there is to it. Breaking that low right there. So there's IYT on the daily chart in the flaky uptrend. All right, let's take a look at some of our economic data. Here's a dollar melting off. Gotta like that. Okay, start off with the economic data. And guess what? Today is the main event. 2 o'clock this afternoon, FOMC going to make their announcement. 30 minutes later, they're going to give us a little presser, all right, at 2:30. That's the main event this week for the economic data. There is other main events this week on the earnings calendar. So for today, we're going to have an ADP employment report at 8:15, coming out in 4 minutes. NBA mortgage applications came out at 7 this morning. Treasury refunding announcement, that's going to start at 8:30. We'll see what they got to say about that. That's a new one for me. Employment cost index, 8:30. And Chicago PMI, 9:45. Pending home sales index, 10 o'clock. And then at 10:30, normally every Wednesday, is a petroleum report. Don't forget the FOMC announcement at 2 p.m. All right. Tomorrow, we got jobless claims at 8:30, productivity and costs at 8:30, PMI manufacturing final, 9:45, ISM manufacturing index at 10, construction spending at 10, a gas report at 10:30, almost every Thursday at 10:30. And that's it for that. And then Friday, what are we going to have? Employment situation at 8:30. Motor vehicle sales in the morning. Factory orders at 10. And then a rig count at 1 o'clock, just like every Friday. Okay, so there's the economic. 2 o'clock, going to be a whole lot of volatility. Market's going to get wild. Market's going to get whippy. All right, we'll see what they want to do with it. Max Pain for today. Max Pain for the 31st is 545. That shouldn't be hard to hit. I think we already nailed it in the pre-market. Put the call ratio, 2 1/3 puts for every call. All right, so that could have a put squeeze happening this morning with 2 1/3 puts for every call. And those are just the puts, the puts and calls that expired today. So we'll see what happens there. Possible put squeeze or short squeeze coming in the index on the SPY. All right, so Max Pain is 545. Take a look at the U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar closed right here yesterday, 104.48, roughly 104.50. And you can see we had a nice melting off down to the bottom of this little mini bull flag, but a bigger bear flag. So we'll see what happens with that. Like to see a little bit more, go a little further. I like it when it's underneath this area right here. I'd like it to get underneath 104. That would be pretty. Underneath 104. Earnings calendar. Well, yesterday we had AMD and Microsoft report. Well, tonight we're going to get, don't forget FOMC at 2 o'clock. Tonight we're going to get, Meta's going to report. That's $1.2 trillion. They're going to report after the close. And along with Meta, we're going to get Qualcomm, $200 billion. ARM Holdings, $147 billion. Lam Research, $116 billion. Now this morning we're going to get MasterCard, $410 billion. T-Mobile, $207 billion. Boeing, $113 billion. And then KKR, $104 billion. And ADP is going to be $104 billion. So a lot of earnings coming in today, coming in yesterday. Tomorrow, a lot of market cap reporting tomorrow night after the close. Okay, we're going to get Apple, $3.3 trillion. And we're going to get Amazon $1.9 trillion. Okay, then after that, that's at closing time tomorrow evening. That's going to provide a whole lot of volatility going into Friday. Toyota Motors is going to report tomorrow morning, and Shell's going to report tomorrow morning. Toyota Motors, $259 billion. Shell, $227 billion. Intel going to report tomorrow evening, along with Apple and Amazon, $131 billion. And Vertex Pharmaceuticals in the evening, $128 billion. ConocoPhillips in the morning, right along with Shell, it's $127 billion. Booking Holdings, $127 billion too. Going to report in the evening. So, whole lot of market cap coming in tomorrow evening. And let's take a look at Friday. Friday, Berkshire is going to report. Looks like 1.8, maybe $1.9 trillion for Berkshire. ExxonMobil, half a trillion dollars. Well, $465 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Chevron, $294 billion is going to report in the morning on Friday. Linde, $216 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Enbridge, $79 billion, right there. All right, and on Monday, let's just see what Monday's got. CSX, I'm pretty sure that's railways. Platinier, that's technology. Williams Companies, I'm sure that's retail. I'm not positive. But nonetheless, none of these are going to move the markets. Nothing like Apple or Meta or Microsoft, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? So really light day on Monday. All right. Now Berkshire, let's see. They still haven't found their P&L, or they're not done computing it yet. So not sure what time they're going to report. All right. So we did the economic calendar. We did the Max Payne. We did the dollar. The dollar's falling. We want the dollar under 104. All right. If you played the 10-minute uptrend yesterday in SPY. Okay, we started out with a 10-minute uptrend. Well, we had a 3-minute. It was actually a 3-minute. I played a 3-minute uptrend coming out of the gate, and that's because we had consolidation in the pre-market with a bull flag in the pre-market. So you can see price action moved up, hit the all-time, well, not the all-time highs, hit the block of trades up here. You can see all these prior highs, ran into that, and then rolled over. So I had to convert that into a bear call credit spread and ride it all the way down this evening. So that's SPY. All right, as soon as it crossed and completed the M pattern would have been right here. Up, back, up, and then you can see as we come down underneath this apex right here, that triggered my short side trade in. Okay, we had bearish engulfing for the long side. That closed it out. My stop was underneath the first candle, underneath 10 cents under low of day. So that closed out the long trade. And then we started the short trade right here, coming right up underneath this apex, breaking through, had a short trade to the downside, which rolled out pretty nice profits going down to the downside there. All right, so I'll take questions in the room. If there's none, I'm going to render the video. I want to thank everybody for being here this morning. I want to thank everybody in Digital Land. Thank you for being here.